Welcome to another episode of If I Was a Betting Man, and if I was a betting man, I would bet that England will get through the knockout round. Vinny.
And if I was a betting man, I would take the Chicago White Sox plus 7,000 to win the World Series.
To win the World Series.
To win the World Series.
They have no chance of winning the World Series, by the way. The Yankees beat them. They had a position player pitching last night in I believe it was definitely the 9th, maybe the 8th as well.
For sure.
And Skubal is he getting traded?
I don't know if he's getting traded, but I'm just saying when there's a team in first place this late into the season and they're still plus 8,000 to win the World Series, you got to take a shot on that.
Welcome to If I Was a Betting Man. I'm John Tyler. My co-host, as always, Vinny Buono, right here on Buzzer. And we are rejoicing as we have not spoken to you since the New York Knicks are NBA champions for the first time in, a number of decades. Any thoughts on the championship, Vinny, before we get into the nuts and bolts?
Man, let me tell you, 53 years. What is that like? I used to think about the Red Sox in 04 and the Cubs in 16, and those emotions that people would go through and how it would be such a jubilant of joy, but also the thoughts of, people who would pass and stuff, seeing people would leave Red Sox stuff on cemeteries, stuff like that. And I went through the same thing this week. I didn't get to watch the game. I was working, and I finally watched it Sunday night, and I cried like a baby.
Mike Breen was right. Go ahead and cry.
I cried, and it was a lot to do with, my mom and dad both had passed on, and thinking about the 6 a.m. practices they took me to when I was a young kid on Saturdays to find my passion in basketball. Just those type of memories. My father died in 1994 and February of 94. And, kid was hurt. Didn't know what was going on. And that 94 team I latched onto so much. And as I said, sports can be irrational. We all do, gambling and all that stuff. It's irrational. But there is something about sports that it's in our heart. That's love first, family, friends. How many friends have you made, John, just off of sports, right? It's the thing that even with some of my friends now that I don't have a connection anymore because they have kids and I'm still me. But every day we're still talking about sports, and it's the ties that bond that keeps people together. And the city is healing. People are coming together. It's been one of the most beautiful rides ever. And I'm so excited about that parade tomorrow. And I think about our friendship. Definitely. How did it start? It started through just talking about sports. And And again, sports is irrational, but there's also something so beautiful about it. And this Knick win, I'm going to remember it forever, man.
Well said. I think it is an unforgettable championship. I don't think, I think it took the nation over, and the ratings bear that out. I think it's the 12th. No,
it's the highest since 1998.
Yeah, but ever, it's in the top 15.
Oh, for sure.
It's incredible. That's incredible numbers. It's such a great story, beginning to end. Second round pick that nobody wanted goes on to, everybody said that there's these great montages of every pundit in the world saying the Knicks overpaid. This is not the guy. They'll never get to. Literally, most people saying the second round was the goal.
Yes. And
most people said they're not going to do it with Brunson. It's just such a great story, beginning to end. You love a class guy like Brunson and a guy that is the David up against the Goliath. Literally, you couldn't write it any better.
No,
you got the face of the, they're trying to make Wembanyama the face of the NBA, and this little guy comes in and topples him in spectacular fashion. Literally, he did it.
He certainly did.
Just a great story, a really feel-good story. And honestly, I don't think most people will remember most of the finals from the past few years. They're going to remember this one. This one's going to stick with everybody.
For certainly. And, man, Brunson has put himself up there. He might be now the face of the NBA. And I do apologize. I went on my little rant. I wanted to also be saying that we are live on Buzzer right now.
As always.
The home field of sports.
The home field of sports!
Home field of sports, baby.
Anything else you want to get to before? Yeah, we should talk about that. Vinny and I are in the same room, and I can say for a fact that he's been wearing that jersey for a number of days.
I'm not taking it off till the parade ends tomorrow, my friend.
Have a literal cloud around you at the parade tomorrow.
If anybody wants to meet me, I will be at the ferry, Staten Island Ferry, at 5 a.m. tomorrow.
Really?
Yes.
5 a.m.
5 a.m.
Whew. And then the parade starts at what time?
10 a.m.
10?
Yes. Getting there early. Got to get a good seat.
Get a good seat. I believe it's going to be a complete shit show. What do you think the over-under is on arrests for tomorrow? I think we had around 40 for the Game 5.
I don't think there's going to be a lot of arrests tomorrow. I think the parade is so early. I'm going to hope people will not be drinking that early, right? So that maybe tomorrow is just a celebration. Like, let's show as New York that we don't have to be typical a-holes. Like, let's just enjoy this moment. I'm going to go under. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say 2 arrests, and that's it.
2 arrests?
2 arrests.
Holy moly. This is what I'll do. I'll give you 10.
Okay.
I will set it, and I will go over.
You
can go under that.
I'm going to believe in the spirit of New York.
And it's not just like the parade ends at like noon.
Okay.
Or whatever time.
We're going all day?
It's got to go until let's set it at 4 p.m.
Okay, fair enough. 4 p.m.
Right. So I'm going to say over 10, you're going to say under.
Under.
And we'll go from there.
Okay.
Right. Sounds good. Something to keep in mind for next week. So let's talk a little bit more about this. We might have another 53 years before we get to talk about another Knicks championship. So let's get into it. The 5 biggest stories of the Knicks championship. So this is what I think we should do. I'll tell you what I think.
Okay.
And you can agree or disagree.
Let's hear it.
And I'm going to go from biggest to least maybe notable.
Okay.
Number 1, Jalen Brunson.
I totally agree.
He's 29 years old. He's in his prime. He is now a superstar.
100%.
He is now up there with every name that you can think of in the league. He's up there with LeBron. He's up there. All of the top, superstars in the league. He's in that little. I think he hurdles Durant with this victory because he did it himself.
Yes.
He's a Finals MVP, and he's a Finals MVP in a way that was, really incredible.
45 points in a deciding game.
It's a monumental achievement in the NBA. There's only I have the list right here. There's only 9 players who have scored over 45 or more points in the NBA Finals.
Okay.
Every single person is on this list is in the Hall of Fame.
Let's hear.
LeBron James scored 45 in 2008. Brunson 2026. 45. Iverson in 2001, Game 1, scored 48 points.
That was a great game.
That's incredible. And that was a small team. Jerry West, the logo, did it twice. 1969, he had 53 in Game 1.
Okay.
And also in 1969, in Game 7, he had 45.
Wow.
Really impressive stuff. I did not know.
And those were in losses for Jerry West.
Yeah, in losses. Bob Pettit, 1958. A lot of these are before the 3-point line, which is remarkable in its own right. Bob Pettit, 50 points in 1958, Game 6. Giannis had 50 points in 2021, Game 6.
Wow.
Yep. 50.
Close out.
50 burger. Rick Barry had 55 points. Game 3, 1967. A lot of granny shots in that 55. Michael Jordan had 55 in Game 4 of 1993, one of the most famous games ever played in the NBA. And Elgin Baylor, the all-time leader, with 61 points before the 3-point line in 1962, Game 5.
Wow.
Really fun stuff there. I think that's a great list, and Jalen is on it. Okay. I think – so the other thing with this is Brunson's got 2 more years on his contract with the Knicks, and then he's got a player option, 2028 and 29. That's worth mentioning. The number 2 story in the top 5. Wemby has some maturing to do.
100% agree with you. That's the number 2 story. He has a lot of maturing to do. I think he's gotten hit a little too much, but he definitely needs to mature. I did not like the way he walked off the court.
Yeah.
I think you got to shake hands. You're better than that, Wemby. Mature with that. And even the end of his commentary was a little like, see you never. Like,
it was very French.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Wemby, I think there's a couple things. He has to mature mentally. Physically, he has to mature as well. He fell apart in mostly the playoffs. The game where he was capable in the fourth quarter were the games that the Spurs stuck out on
100%.
He completely fell down in game 5. He was not himself in the second half. He missed free throws. He missed shots. He looked tired.
He did.
They didn't know how to manage his minutes. To be fair to Mitch Johnson, the coach of the Spurs, his minutes are hard to manage.
It certainly is. You need him in the game, but you also need him fresh, and it's going to be a hard thing moving forward. I think the Spurs are going to need to find a reliable backup to Wemby.
Or maybe they just need to hire Thibodeau and just run him into the ground. Tibbs could be Thibodeau is how that's pronounced, but his nickname is Tibbs, which doesn't make any sense to anybody.
Okay. Really need to learn how to pronounce words.
Speaking of French lessons. Okay. The number 3 story, in my opinion, the rise of Dylan Harper. Okay. He has arrived in the NBA.
He certainly has.
Elite defense, slashing offense, shooting, drawing fouls. This guy's a gamer. He showed up in every game. He was excellent in game 5 in the first half.
It's so many big shots.
So many big shots. It looked like he was going to get away with whatever he wanted in that game. He fell off in the second half again and again. I think they didn't really know how to manage his minutes.
I agree.
And his usage. His usage should have skyrocketed in the third quarter. Instead, it went off a cliff, and he didn't have the ball. But that being said, his defense was so good in that game, as was Castle's. Castle's defense was, both of them were, I think, elite.
And you could just tell as these guys emerge, they're only going to get better and better. I mean, listen, the Spurs lost this finals, but the Spurs are here, folks, and they aren't going anywhere for a very long time. That is a fact. They will mature. They will only get better. The Spurs are going to be in the storyline for a title for the next decade.
At least, I mean, Harper and Wembanyama, if they can keep their heads on straight and they can manage their relationship,
yes,
they are an electric duo. 100%. Those two, as they get older, I mean, Harper's 20. It's great. He was crazy. Literally, I'm not sure if you could have played better defense than he played in the first half of game 5. He was, I mean, just lights out. Incredible play. And just a great core. Castle had a terrible game 5 offensively. His defense was elite.
Yes.
But I think with a little bit of age, that won't be as much of a, honestly, it kind of killed them, especially in the second half, because I think he was in his own head and it got in their way.
I agree.
Okay. That's my 3rd story. My 4th biggest storyline of the 2026 finals. Mike Brown is now an elite coach.
100%. I mean, Mike Brown came into a situation. How many guys did the Knicks try to get before Mike Brown? At least 5?
Literally.
Mike Brown, no one wanted him. He was coming off of Tibbs. I didn't want Mike Brown. I'll be the first to say, Mike Brown, I am so sorry. Mike Brown's the real deal. He figured out a way during the playoffs, like literally game 3 of the playoffs after the Knicks lost to the Hawks. He's like, we're blowing this up and we're going to figure out what does it take for us to move forward after this? And if that isn't an elite coaching, I don't know what is. And
he outcoached the protege of, a lot of people think is the greatest coach in the NBA, Greg Popovich.
Yeah.
I mean, and Pop is in Mitch Johnson's ear about as regularly as you can be. He is very vocal. He's very active in the Spurs training facility. Very vocal, coach emeritus. Yeah.
And let's not forget, the Knicks were plus 3,500 going into the playoffs. They are the 3rd highest dog to ever win the title. That shows great coaching.
Excellent coaching. I agree with that 100%. 100%. He really figured his team out as the playoffs went on. And it's really hard to maintain that when you are sweeping team. 2 teams in a row, he got his guys ready to play. So to the point where they went into San Antonio as huge underdogs and won 2 road games to open the finals.
And let's be honest, also trust. Like, as much as I love Tibbs, at the end of last year, those players did not trust Tibbs anymore. And Mike Brown came in. He was hard on Cat. He was hard on some of these guys, Bridges. But they learned to trust that what he was telling them, even if it meant them taking their role a little bit back, that it was going to work in the end for them to finally win this title. And that just shows just amazing coaching.
Okay. Mike Brown, my number 4 story from these finals. My number 5 story. Are the Knicks now the power in the East?
100%. 100%. The Knicks are now the power. The Knicks are going to now be obviously the face of the NBA. The NBA is giddy. 20.8 million watch the NBA Finals. The Knicks are going to be on primetime Christmas. Any big game, it's going to be the Knicks. I believe this could be an argument we could have. Brunson is officially the face of the NBA. And I think that because of Brunson's stature and the underdog nature of how he came up, the NBA is going to ride this guy. Brunson is that dude now, and the Knicks are now the team to be in the East. And it's going to be great seeing the Pacers and these other teams come at them. But it's 100% the Knicks are the real deal.
So a couple of interesting things with that. So what we've got in Boston, who has been, favorites or, people, a lot of people picked them to win the championship this year before the season started. A lot of people picked them to get to the finals. Everybody thought that they were going to be a powerhouse with, their duo in the backcourt. But Brown is probably going to leave the Celtics.
Yes, he is.
And they are actively pursuing Giannis. And of the teams you could go to if you were Giannis and you want to win another chip, you're not going to go to Miami and figure out how the team's going to work.
You're going to the Celtics.
You could get plugged into that Celtics team, get to work, and, really be very difficult to beat right away.
For sure. And I have a feeling that trade makes the most sense for the Celtics and the Bucks moving forward. The Bucks would get a guy in Brown that could still be the face of their franchise. I'm assuming the Celtics would have to throw in a first-round pick.
Definitely.
Brown wants to be the guy. He wants out of Boston, and it seems like Giannis is starting to be like, you know what? Things could work with me and Tatum in Boston.
They could.
And that would be, hell, you know what? I want the Knicks to beat the best. And that would be, I would love to see it.
What if, though, Tatum has had his injury issues. Giannis has had his injury issues. Not last season. Giannis was, I guess, healthy, and they didn't want to play him because they were tanking. But, what if we get into a situation where Tatum, he just seems like he's gotten to like a Yoda state where he's in this like Zen, I've got my championship, I don't, nothing really bothers me anymore. He doesn't have that fight in him that a guy like Wembanyama, for instance, seems like he's probably going to have his entire career, no matter how many championships he wins. It just feels like they're going to be in a position where they're managing, an aging Giannis and a Tatum who is injury prone these days for the foreseeable future. But that might be the best hand that they can hope for.
For sure. You don't think Tatum has that dog in him? I think Tatum has. Tatum came back real quick from that ACL. That shows me that's a guy who wants to win.
Well, the science, I think that the medical science has improved. I think that, and it's going to continue to improve. I think that he was ready to play. I think he took it seriously, but I don't think he is losing sleep about the fact that he missed games in the postseason this year.
Fair enough.
For a lot of, I think he said in his press conference, I think he said it's unfortunate, This is a medical. Yes, Vinny is a doctor of orthopedics. If people didn't realize,
and I have one other honorable mention for who gained the most from this Knicks championship run. You're not going to like this one, Danhausen. This guy. This guy has now become as big as Hulk Hogan. He is like, if you could just, it is one of the more phenomenal things that has ever happened in wrestling. Like, he is that big right now.
Yeah.
He's going to be every let's say a fan fest or anything that happens, everyone's going to want to meet Danhausen. So bravo to him for picking the correct moment to do this all cursing and uncursing.
I expect to see an Instagram post of you hugging Danhausen at the parade.
I was going to paint my face today, Danhausen, if I felt that it wouldn't be to myself to do that. But I was going to do it. I was going to come here with the Danhausen face paint on, but I didn't want to disrespect him.
That would have been an ordeal. It looks like that takes a long time. It's some real kabuki shit that he does to his face. One more thing with the Knicks. The expiring contracts are a little bit alarming. Mitchell Robinson is probably going to be on another team next year. Landry Shamet, may re-sign. It depends. Jordan Clarkson, who, guy's a turnover guy. He's a little bit wild out there.
Alvarado has a player option, right?
Alvarado has a player option. I think we'll probably see him. I think we'll see him come back. He's a fan favorite. I like him. And Jeremy Sochan. So what do you think? They gotta kind of reload and re-rack because Cat needs, he gets in foul trouble.
Certainly does.
They're gonna need a real backup center, and Mitchell Robinson. I think he just fit this team perfectly.
I think Mitchell comes back. I think we have his bird rights. I think the Knicks will. I think Dolan has proven in the past he's willing to spend as long as Mitch wants to be back here. Maybe Mitch decides he wants to go back down south to New Orleans or somewhere like where he's from and get a little bit more money. But man, I think Mitch with his bird rights that the Knicks will go. They'll sign him. They understand how valuable he is to this franchise. Mm-hmm. Most of the starting lineup is under 30. So the Knicks have this nucleus that they can run it back, and I think they'll spend whatever it takes to run it back.
I mean, interesting stuff. It's fun you mentioned Dolan. Everybody is now acting like this guy is a great guy. There's an article in The Athletic saying, give credit to Dolan for this championship. I think the reason they won is that he wasn't involved. I agree. This guy is a guy who, not that long ago was voted the worst owner in all of sports against some real competition. Against Dan Snyder, against Dan Gilbert, against some guys that are horrible guys. He was voted the absolute worst, and now everybody's giving him his flowers.
Winning changes everything, man. Winning solves problems.
I guess.
People have short-term memory once you're winning, and that's how the NBA is. That's how all sports is.
How do you feel when they trot out the billionaire owner at the beginning, like the first guy that gets to speak at the trophy ceremony?
I don't necessarily like it, but I understand that's how it goes, that the guy who owns the team is always going to get the trophy first. I think it should always go to the players first. That's just me or the coach, but they're always going to give it to the owner first. I don't agree with it, but I understand the reasoning behind it.
Yeah, I understand it too, but it sucks. Literally nobody wants
Should have went to Kylie Jenner.
Kylie Jenner?
Kylie Jenner.
Kyler Jenner. Is that some sort of matchup between Kyler Murray and Okay, so just a real quick run through of the 2026-2027 finals futures. It may be a little early. The favorites, the co-favorites to win it next year, if you had to guess.
Thunder and the Spurs.
Yeah. So Thunder and the Spurs are both plus 250.
That low?
I honestly,
it's not even worth it.
None of this makes a ton of sense.
Why even
to
take
me.
that bet?
Don't. It's dumb. This is dumb. The Spurs plus 250 and the Thunder plus 250. It's just like, what are we doing?
That's too low.
I don't know what are you trying, if you're trying to entice us to bet on the Thunder, which I don't see winning the championship next year, they got to go against the Spurs again. I just don't see that.
That's just too low. I've never even seen the Yankees, who are perennial winners, be that low.
No, they're plus 500. I mean, as they should be.
Most teams plus 450 to me should always be the lowest
100%.
of a title.
100%. Third most likely, according to odds makers, Boston Celtics at plus 550.
Okay.
Fourth most likely, your New York Knicks
plus 650.
800.
800. There's some value there. And
then you go to the Denver Nuggets. You want to talk about value?
How much are they going for?
Plus 2,200.
Plus 2,200 for the Nuggets?
Woo! Nuggets get a guard.
That's value. And can I ask, what are if you don't have it, it's fine. The Pacers. Pacers are going to be good next year.
Plus 4,000.
That's value. I mean, I wouldn't take it, but there is value there. The Pacers, if Tyrese Haliburton doesn't get hurt, the Pacers beat the Thunder in Game 7.
You know who else is plus 4,000?
Who else?
The Houston Rockets.
That team is broken with Durant.
It's broken.
I can't touch that.
The Timberwolves are plus 3,000, which
that's okay.
They're not going to win. They're not unless something crazy happens.
What are the
Lakers?
Lakers?
They're not. The Lakers are plus 3,000.
Okay.
And then just above the Lakers, the Pistons plus 2,500. The Pistons don't have a chance to win the championship
unless they go and trade for some big dog.
I don't see it. Who else? Who can they get?
I don't know. I don't know who they could get, but that would be the only thing. Cade is going to need some help there.
It doesn't make sense. Cade is a tough guy to build around.
Yes, I agree.
It's a strange. You can build around a big. You can build around a two. Building around Cade is tough. You got to have just the right guy. The fit has to be just right. I just don't know how that's going to necessarily work. Okay, just real quick, Western Conference by itself, Spurs plus 140. Oklahoma City also plus 140. And then the jump of jumps to the Nuggets at plus 1,200. And then you go to the East, and the Celtics are beloved by odds makers at plus 190.
Plus 190 to get out of the.
And the Knicks plus 260, and then you have a leap to the Pistons at plus 750. Okay. I mean, the Knicks should be active in the offseason. They need to sign a couple of guys that can score. They need to have, that beginning, mid third quarter squad that is good, because that was where they were, they overplayed Brunson. They Thibodeau'd Brunson in the third quarter in the finals because they had to.
Yes, 100%.
And he's not going to get, he's not getting younger. And boy, playing a playoff, it's like a whole nother season going through a playoff run to the finals. So hard to repeat in the NBA. You play so many games, even with the sweeps the Knicks had. His usage is through the roof.
No, for sure. And you'll see it probably next year at the beginning of the season where, a lot of these championship teams start out a little slow just because, they played so many games. And that was the greatness of LeBron. Say what you want about LeBron, that those teams that he took 8 straight finals, that is one of the more impressive runs that anyone will ever go on.
I think, 100%. I think LeBron needs his own category when compared to Jordan. Jordan was so efficient and got it done when he was playing. LeBron is a different thing that is maybe more incredible, because it is just mind-blowing how good he still is, a couple years younger than me. And, I hurt my neck while I'm sleeping.
LeBron he's the greatest athlete of all time. We could argue about who's the best basketball player of all time. LeBron's the greatest athlete of all time.
Interesting. That's an interesting argument. Okay. Moving right along to another sporting event that is in the news of late, and that is the World Cup. We just saw England take down Croatia in a match that was
exciting.
It was a great first half. It looked like Croatia was going to be a little bit spicy, and then gross, Justin.
Talk about PTSD.
Oh, geez, Louise. If you can't see the banner line, I'm not going to say it. It was 2 boys, 1 World Cup, and now it says that was for Vinny. Fittingly enough. So the big betting story from this World Cup so far is the overwhelming odds for Spain to come out of the match against Cape Verde with a victory, and they tied. And a bettor lost $1 million. Here's the sticky wicket when it comes to betting on soccer. It's not 2 bets.
It's 3.
It's 3. Because if you bet the win and they tie, you lose. If you bet the tie and they win or lose, you lose. It's it's very difficult to bet in soccer. It's the most bet upon sport in the world by a huge margin, but it is hard to bet on.
It certainly is, man. I mean, I found that out in the Premier Championship game where I thought when I bet Arsenal, and I'm like, oh, if they win, I'm going to win, realizing that I had lost it even before the extra time because they had tied in regular time.
Right.
And it's just like,
that's the other thing.
Come on, man. Let's get rid of the tie.
Know the rules before you start betting.
That is for sure. You should know the rules.
It's wild. And even going to the betting sites and looking at how you place the bet, boy, there is a lot of moving parts in there. It's very difficult. It is not like betting on football where, it's, 3 boxes per team and you click on one. In soccer, it's so complicated.
Now I get why they say that soccer has the smartest fans in the world.
Well, I don't know.
When I'm gambling, I'm like, what? It looks just, I don't get it.
I think it's kind of like, I think what you have to do is you have to be like our good friend and former guest of the pod, Mr. Layfield, the way he bets on baseball is you have to go granular and you have to bet first halves, you have to bet assists, you have to bet player props. One of the biggest player props is one of the best bets, one of the most bet upon player props is assist or goal by a striker, which is often a good bet, especially if you're going to parlay it with a win or a tie, as our banner says right now. The score is often 1-1. Yesterday's matches, we're recording this on Wednesday. If you're listening to the podcast, yesterday's matches on Tuesday all ended in a tie in true soccer fashion. So a couple of other things. As far as the storyline so far in the World Cup, I think that the biggest story is probably Messi getting the hat trick.
For sure.
On Monday, an incredible display by the purportedly greatest footballer of all time. I would say the next story after that is Spain tying against one of the smaller countries in the tournament of 500,000 people. Pretty wild. I think that's the overall story of the entire World Cup is, all of these favorites are not putting their best team on the field and they're paying a price for it.
For sure, but it was only one game. I think a team like Spain understands no matter what, they will get on to the elimination rounds.
Yeah.
Spain is still winning this all.
You think so?
Oh, yeah. They were plus 500 is a great price for Spain. Take Spain. They're still the best team. They will still win it all.
I got to say the French look pretty good.
But when it comes to the big game, they're going to fall like Wemby did.
The third biggest story, I think, worldwide is how well the Americans did against Paraguay.
They played amazing.
Dominated, held the ball. Their game plan was immaculate. They did what they wanted to do. They controlled the game the entire time. Pulisic had a great game, even though he came out in the second half. He has a calf injury. Update on that. I saw it at halftime of the England game. He's practicing right now.
Let's go.
And the image of him with the team practicing, he looks like he's able to go on Friday, which is going to be interesting.
That's going to be great. USA still plus 5,000 to win it all.
They're not going to win it all. It's not a bad bet because it will $100 to win 5,000. If they win another game, you're going to get some, you'll be able to cash that in for some money.
250th year of our birthday. Who knows? Maybe the USA cashes in and it's the miracle.
Listen, a lot of people are saying that the US men could, win a couple of games in the knockout round.
Wouldn't it be great if they got like to the round of 8? That would be wild, right?
That's, what you couldn't hope for much more than that. That would be really something. Okay. So, moving on, Vinny, you have a golden boot bet.
I do.
That you placed before the tournament started.
Mbappe.
Right? Oh, you must have been taking lessons on the side. I thought I was going to have to coach you. I had a whole thing written out. You got it down. I was going to say, it's like you're a big Hansen guy.
I am.
And the way to pronounce it is you take their big hit and say it like a Canadian.
So wait, I really said it right?
You said it right.
Let's go, Mbappe.
Mbappe.
Yes. See, the Knicks, it's turning around.
Vinny's
The good
intelligence
energy.
jumped up 200 points when the Knicks won the championship.
My IQ's up to 60 now.
It was negative 140. Wow. That was some quick math from the guy that's right around 40 IQ wise.
And you took Harry Kane, which is a small one.
Yeah, I mean, so far he had 2 goals today. That's
big.
That's big. Messi obviously leading the Golden Boot with 3. Mbappe with 2. There's a whole bunch of guys with 2. Let me give you the odds on this if I could jump over to it. Right now, so Harry Kane is the leader at plus 310, and that has his odds have improved greatly.
That makes sense if you think England's going to go far, and you know it's going to ride on Harry Kane.
100%. Argentina. I'm sorry, Messi and Mbappe tied for second at plus 350.
Okay.
This is my guy. This is my guy right now.
Okay.
Erling Haaland from Norway.
Yeah, I mean, he could score a lot. It's just going to depend on how far they get.
This is his first World Cup. They were dominant. He's at plus 1,000. I just want to say I'm sorry, Kayla. I thought he would get that 3rd goal. I said 3. I should have said 2. Yeah, that was I believe I commented on it. We were on Kayla's live show day before yesterday, right? Monday, yeah. And Vinny said that Haaland was going to get 3 goals. Poof! That was I
was hoping he got that because it was 3 goals, assist and goals.
2 goals. This is his first World Cup.
That's amazing.
He was a child the last 4 years ago when he wasn't playing professionally or barely. He's playing professionally, but he wasn't playing for the Norway national team then. He's plus 1,000. That's real value right there. I think that is the most valuable bet. A $50 bet pays $500.
I agree with you. I would just be more concerned how far can Norway get? Like those teams like France, Kane, Argentina, you could probably put them at least in the 16. Does Norway at least get there where you're like, okay, maybe he scores enough goals that those other games you could hold on to that lead?
I think based on their play day before yesterday, I think they will go on a bit of a run.
Okay, I like that.
So Haaland has 2 goals. Balogun from the United States, Folarin Balogun. He has 2 goals, and Kai Havertz of Germany with 2. And we mentioned Harry Kane. That rounds out your favorites. Balogun's not a favorite, but everyone else is, which is pretty intense. I mean, this is the group stage. If you tie, you can move on, and most of these good teams will. Spain will move on. So it's interesting right now to see where we are, and 1 week from now when we're back recording this again, where we'll be then.
Yes.
Because I mean, I honestly think that we see Haaland of Norway score a couple more goals.
Let's go for it. I'd like to see that too.
Yeah, I'm gonna sprinkle a little money his way. As far as that's concerned, and obviously I already have my Harry Kane bet moving forward, which I'm very happy about. Okay, let's move on to the Betting Man World Cup. Last week, Vinny and I both randomly selected, were given 5 teams each. Vinny got incredible teams to the tune of England, Brazil, Spain. Well, actually, Spain was chosen, but I mean, just had an incredible draw. Worked out great for him. I got teams such as Curacao, Qatar, Congo, maybe some countries that might be a little bit tough. Czechia.
Herzegovina, right?
No, you have Bosnia-Herzegovina.
Okay. Herzegovina.
One more time.
Bosnia-Herzegovina.
We're going to be here all day. I didn't do a phonetic
for that one.
For this one,
By next week. I'm gonna know that.
You're gonna have Herzegovina down.
Yes, Herzegovina.
Hey, and our producer Justin can spell Herzegovina, and that to me is a real feather in his cap. That's how you say it?
Herzegovina.
That was off the dome. That was off the dome. Off the dome, Herzegovina.
Very impressive from producer Justin. That's why he's here with the best podcast. So far, I'm just gonna run through real quick. I'm gonna name Vinny's team. It starts off slow and then goes incredibly well for him. He's got South Africa. They lost. He's got 0 points from them. England got 3 points. Mexico got 3 points with a win. Brazil tied because they didn't play any of their starters until well into the second half and fumbled the bag. They have 1 point. Bosnia-Herzegovina has 1 point. Vinny, in the selection round, got Spain, and they tied, so that's a point. And he has Germany, who has 3 points for a total of 12 points. Pretty impressive group. In the bottom bar, you could see that England had a question mark. That game just ended a few minutes ago. And then in my group, I have Czechia. They lost. That's 0 points. I have Curacao. It's a small island nation that nobody can believe made it to the World Cup. They lost. I have 0 points from them. I have the Democratic Republic of Congo. They have some grass there. I have 1 point from them. I have Australia, who won, who will play the American men on Friday, which will be an interesting match. They have 3 points. Qatar, no grass, 1 point. France, I chose in the selection round. That's 3 points. And Portugal, I chose, who also fumbled the bag and didn't put their best foot forward today and tied. So I have 1 point from them. So it's 9. I have 9 points. Vinny has 12. Who do you think is going to win this thing, Vinny? The Betting Man World Cup.
I think I'm going to win it. I do apologize.
It's funny because I made the the random wheel, and when I did it, I put all the teams from a betting app. So I started with the most likely teams and went down to the least likely, and just one side of the wheel was weighted to win, and boy, did that hit Vinny.
I'm going to take that 200 and put it towards Allison's tattoo.
I think that's a great idea. That's a great idea. And we're going to have Allison back. I don't know about next week. We might have to have a NBA draft expert on next week.
I have to save up for that tattoo. That tattoo might be about $2,500.
I think it's going to be at least $2,500.
Yeah.
I think if you have a friend of ours do it, it's going to be $3,000.
Yeah.
With the discount.
I know.
It's a lot of work.
I know.
It takes a lot of time to get Anthony Mason's face just right. Which is a fun thing to say. Okay. It's time for the Vinny quiz. And this quiz is on the World Cup.
Okay.
It's on the World Cup.
On the World Cup.
So we'll see what Vinny knows about the World Cup. Okay. Obviously, we know a hat trick is 3 goals.
Yes.
What is it called when you score 2 goals in one match? A single player scores 2 goals in one match.
Dos Equis?
Vinny doesn't always get the quiz questions wrong. But when he does, he says Dos Equis. It's called a brace when you score 2 goals.
Brace.
A brace. In British slang, anything that is 2 is a brace.
A brace. Okay.
Yeah, a brace.
A brace.
Interesting stuff. What country has won the most World Cup championships?
Brazil.
Yeah, 5. 5 championships for Brazil. Good job with that one, Vinny. How many championships has England?
1.
1. Do you know the year?
It's either 1960 or 1966.
66. Very, very good. Vinny is the knowledge guy on this podcast. Has the U.S. ever finished in the top 10 in the World Cup?
Have they ever finished in the top 10? The highest they ever finished was 2010. They lost to Ghana in the second round. So that would be, I'm going to say no.
You would be incorrect.
Okay.
You would be incorrect. In the first ever World Cup, 1930, the U.S. men finished third.
Really?
Yes. I can give you some interesting facts on why that is.
Okay. I know who finished first in the first World Cup ever.
Do you know?
Uruguay.
And where was it?
Was it in Uruguay?
It was.
Okay.
The reason why a lot of the top European teams didn't attend was because of the long sea voyage. This sea voyage that it took to get to Uruguay, because this was before air travel for large groups was feasible.
That makes sense.
Also, the American team was filled with expats from Scottish and English players.
Okay, that would make sense.
Which it's just wild. So none of the big European teams came, and it was everybody was speaking with a Cockney accent on the at the 1930 U.S. men's team World Cup. Fun facts. I just love the long sea voyage is the reason why those teams didn't go to the
really
World
funny.
Cup. Okay, let's move on to a quick check-in on Major League Baseball. We're not going to check in on our Betting Man Home Run Derby this week, but I do want to just get a temperature on the league and see what Vinny's thinking. Who's making trades at the deadline this year, Vinny? Who's doing a fire sale?
Fire sale? Ooh, I mean, the Mets are borderline fire sale. I think in the next week or two.
But will they sell? The Mets aren't going to sell.
They might sell, man. If things are staying this way, they probably will sell. You think Peralta's a free agent at the end of the year?
Yeah, well,
a couple of their relievers. I think the Mets will sell if by the All-Star break they're looking around. They're like, okay. Reality is we're still 7 teams above us. We should just sell. I mean, it's just if the Mets is not near 500 yet, they're going to need to sell, and they're still 8 games below 500 this part of the season.
It's a tough. The NL is really tough this year.
It's tough.
It's going to be really hard. The NL Central is a beast. The only team under 500 is the Reds, and they're only 2 games under 500, 1 or 2 games under 500.
And the Reds had a great second half last year. I'm assuming that could happen again. Terry Francona is one of the best managers in baseball. The big thing is, to me, is what are the Yankees going to do? Will they finally go all in? Because the Yankees have the team to beat the Dodgers. They have the pitching. I just think the Yankees need a couple more hitters and maybe a little help in the relief. The Yankees have a golden opportunity, just like the Knicks just had, to get through the AL again and to beat the Dodgers or the Braves or whoever makes it out. And I just think Hal Steinbrenner, I'm sorry, it's time to open your pockets, be the big boy again that your dad was, and bring 2 titles in 1 year to New York City.
So here's the thing. I agree with you 100%. And the Yankees are in a position this year that they have not been in a long time. It's wins this year. The Mets are a New York team, so you can take that down. That doesn't make any sense. The Yankees have so much starting pitching that they will be able to trade starters for bats, and they do need bats, and they need relievers. The bullpen is not good.
Apologize to Chapman. Just apologize to him.
No,
I'm sorry, Chapman. I was going to try to say.
I don't really understand why Chapman is so mad at the Yankees. It's worked out for him. He's playing great. He got thrust into the spotlight with the Yankees multiple times. Him playing on the Yankees resulted in him making a lot more money than he would have made if he wasn't on the Yankees. I think that we don't need Chapman back this year. I don't love our closer. I don't love our setup. I don't love a good chunk of the bullpen needs work. Bednar is an interesting pitcher.
He is.
I think he's a good pitcher. I don't think he's a closer that can win the World Series.
I think he's a guy that could be a great setup guy for the guy you come and trade for a closer. Like, I think if you could bring in a big dog closer and you put Bednar in the 8th, I think that would help you guys moving forward.
I think 100%. I mean, the wealth of starters is wild. If the World Series started tomorrow and if the postseason started tomorrow and the Yankees were in, where would Rodon slot in? I don't know. And he was last year, he's coming off an injury. He missed a good chunk of the season. But last year, he was one of the most effective pitchers in baseball. He's an excellent pitcher. So I don't know to me, if you're the GM of the Yankees, if you're Brian Cashman, you're finally in a position where you have the pieces to trade and you can get some bats in, and honestly, you can set yourselves up.
This is the year, man. Judge isn't going to get any younger. He's obviously going to be out at least till August. You're going to bring him back. Hopefully Stanton comes back healthy. This is the year the Yankees go all in. This is Cashman has to say, who cares about the prospects? This is the time. The Yankees can win it all this year.
Well, they're playing Spencer Jones a lot, and he's playing okay. I think his upside is high. I think he's a good player.
Dominguez is now back, right? With Dominguez being hurt,
is back, and he hit a home run yesterday. He's playing really well. Day before yesterday. I really think the Yankees are in. Day before yesterday was Monday. Sunday he hit a home run.
And listen, they're in first place with Judge being out. I mean, they're playing good.
The Tampa Bay's very strong first half. I think it's going to start to dwindle. Their statistics are not good.
No.
I don't know if they can get through an entire season with the team that they've assembled in Tampa. So I think that the Yankees are in a really good position, and the AL is very weak this year. Another team that I think should have a fire sale is the Houston Astros. The Astros should trade Alvarez.
Wow. You think they'll trade Alvarez?
I think they should trade him. I think they should trade him to the Yankees.
Well, I mean, that would be a nice little.
They need pitching. They need everything in Houston.
They certainly do.
The patching the tire leaking air, those days are done. It's time for them to see what they have and move on. It's over.
Alvarez to the Yankees, that would be nice.
I mean, they're not going to. There's no way they will.
Hey, you never know.
But that's what I would like to see. I mean, I don't know what else to say about it. I'm very excited about the Yankees. Another team that I think is going to have a fire sale is San Francisco.
For sure. But do they have many pieces that
Arias, Chapman? Is Devers persona non grata now in baseball?
Devers right now. I don't know if you touch Devers with that contract. Ugh. I don't know.
Plus, he's not a team guy.
No.
He's so, everything. Devers, he just makes me feel grimy.
He just seems like a guy who...
I just don't like it. The vibes are bad.
And don't get me wrong. I was with him last year with the Red Sox, where it's like, hey, you're making this guy do this, do that. You brought in Bregman. I got him being upset there. They traded him to the Giants, and he just still doesn't look happy. It's like, man, what do you want?
He looks snake bit.
I don't know. Certainly does.
I don't know what's going to go on with Devers for the rest of his career. Incredible, great offensive player. Not a great defensive player, but great offensive player. Not necessarily a team guy, not necessarily a great clubhouse guy, but he's a guy that can really make a difference in the home stretch of a regular season. So that's pretty much going to wrap it up for this week. A couple of quick hits. Brandon Sorsby to enter the supplemental draft after he got run out of Lubbock on a rail because some judge bought his lawyer's story about how, he gambled thousands of times while he was in college, and some judge bought his spiel and was like, no, this guy can play, even though he violated the rules thousands of times.
Brandon, take it from me. You could use mental illness on a lot of things. You can't use it on gambling. Okay? You can't use it on gambling on your own team. That's where you draw the line.
It's also wild. He was in an in-treatment facility for 30 days for his gambling addiction. What a show he put on for the media. For sure.
But you can't gamble on your team. You can't.
It's just awful. It's just a little gambling. Thousands of bets on your team and teams in your division.
Do you think someone drafts him?
Yes, and I think it might very well be the fucking Miami Dolphins.
No way.
Really? I think it might be.
I don't know. I wouldn't.
It's the supplemental draft. Who cares?
And listen, everyone deserves a second chance. Everyone deserves maybe even a third chance if you're willing to like put the work in. Gambling on your team is one I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know if I could ever trust someone who was willing to gamble on his own team. And that's me saying that. It's just one of the things I don't feel like you that's a line I don't know if you can cross.
Wow.
In professional sports.
Pretty
that being
wild.
said, Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame.
Wow, I was just going to ask you, does Pete belong in the Hall of Fame?
Yes, but obviously I agree that he should never be allowed back in baseball. But
he's dead.
But he should have. but years ago he should have been. He should have been in the Hall of Fame.
It's time to get him back involved. I don't think Old Timers Day. I don't think they weekend at Bernie's it quite yet.
But if they were going to do it, Pete Rose would be the
Now,
guy.
I agree. That's the case. That being said, I wouldn't put it past a casino to have a stuffed Pete Rose welcoming people at the sports book.
He did bet on himself again the whole.
You always
funny.
bet on yourself, except a lot of the time. Okay, so bet of the week.
Bet of the week: USA minus 165, and Mexico plus 105. Obviously, I'm going against the tie and their opponents, but I'm going to keep on going with Mexico and USA.
I was also going to say the USA against Australia on Friday. I think it's a great draw for them. I think the oh my goodness, oh my word, excuse me, that the American men are going to be able to pull it out against the Aussies. And I think it's going to be, I think they're going to cream them. I think they're going to crush them.
I agree.
All right. Well, that's a lot of fun. Is there anything that you would like to recommend that you saw, heard, or consumed this week?
I'll be honest. All I've heard or consumed this week is Knicks TikTok, Knicks. Anything the Knicks are, that's all I've done. So that's all I've been doing. And the parade is tomorrow, baby.
Vinny would like to recommend giving him a hug and a high five in the Canyon of Heroes tomorrow morning as the New York Knicks enjoy the first ticker tape parade in.
I'm a hugger too.
Well, you're a hugger with an odor. Just
I'm gonna take a shower tonight. Okay?
You are?
I am. For the parade.
Are you gonna wash that jersey?
No. My laundry's in no. They say this won't get washed until at the parade, but I will wash myself.
Can you put a t-shirt on so there's a little layer between you and the jersey?
I don't believe in t-shirts.
Honestly,
jerseys.
the jersey looks good on you. I put on a jersey, I look like a child.
No, I think you would look great with it on.
No, it doesn't.
That's just you're self-conscious talking to you.
It doesn't. Something about my my dad frame doesn't work. Well, I have recommended the show Widow's Bay every week, the entire podcast. Before it was cool. Now it's on every critic's darling list. I am very excited. The season finale came out today. I haven't been able to watch it yet. I'm going to be watching it immediately after this podcast ends until my family comes home. I'm going to watch the first 6 or 7 minutes.
There we go.
Then I'm going to shut it off, and then I'm going to watch the rest of it after all of them around 10 p.m.
There we go.
So I am fully involved in that show. It's excellent. Last week's penultimate episode was the worst of the season. It was so good, so funny last week. I love the show. I can't recommend it enough. And Matthew Reese, which you would never pronounce it that way if you saw the spelling.
Okay.
Has opened. He lives in Brooklyn Heights, not far, that I drive through every single day. And he has a restaurant out on the pier.
Really?
Yeah. It's like a little restaurant because he had his boat in the water over there. During the pandemic, he restored a boat.
Okay.
He parked it at the pier, and he was like, boy, I would love a pint and a sandwich.
And there's a place we go to have a pint and a sandwich?
Now there's a place on the pier. I don't know.
We should go.
I would love to. Maybe we could see Matt and his wonderful wife. Who several times, who is Carrie Russell, right?
Oh, she's always riding her bike. Carrie Russell's great. I always see them at Sonny's, actually, now that I'm thinking about it.
Yes.
Always see them at Sonny's.
Matthew Reese told you good job once? What did you do?
Wait, he told Justin good job?
Yeah, he told Justin. Oh, maybe he was talking for me. No. He's not. Matthew Reese never told me good job. Oh, Charlie Brown, of course. Justin puts on the Charlie Brown show in Brooklyn almost every year whenever they can get the rights. And Matthew Reese did go to a showing and congratulate him on it. It's very good stuff. Very good stuff. It's a real small town we live in over here in New York City, and I'm sure we'll see everyone tomorrow at the ticker tape parade, even though I'm not going to go.
You're not going to go?
No, I have to work, and also I am afraid of being arrested.
No arrests happening tomorrow.
Yes, at
on
least
the 10.
10. I think there's going to be 11 arrests tomorrow. Okay, that's going to wrap it up for this week's episode of If I Was a Betting Man, right here on Buzzer. Be sure to tune in on Fridays for our live stream of It's 5 o'clock right here, where me and Justin Tyler, my brother, discuss the 5 biggest sports stories of the week.
And I love it, man.
Oh, you do?
Oh, yes. It's amazing.
That's so nice. We have a lot of fun. We drink a drink. We talk sports. And we will see you next week on If I Was a Betting Man.